talk about, man. All right, I mean, shit, we should just get into it then, right? I mean, boy, oh boy.
Oh man, let's get this party started.
That's right. In that case, on that note, welcome.
It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute. Actually, in fact, so you know what? I'm not going to throw shade at you yet. I'm going to give us a second here because I was going to say it's longer. It's even a day longer than it should have been. Technically.
Yes, it is.
But my name is Skorge.
That's what they call him. And I'd be Tsuku.
And I'm just kidding. This is the Neon Valley podcast.
You're fairly godparents.
Which one of us would be Wanda and who's Cosmo in this situation? I feel like you're more Cosmo energy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the just chaotic, random elements to his personality.
Yeah, and I love pink, so
yeah,
it works out.
Great artist. She works with Eminem. You know, I'm a big fan.
So what? I'm not a rock star. Whatever the fuck that is. Okay, welcome back, guys, to the holy shit. I actually don't fucking know what episode this is.
7.
Holy shit.
And I only know because you just showed me.
It's not. I want to say it's 8 or 9. I think it's 9. I don't think we've hit 10 yet. So, Joseph.
That sounds about right.
Cut out whatever number is correct and put it over this part right here. Okay, you ready? Welcome to the
8
episode of Neon Valley.
Episode
8.
That's
motherfuckers.
Right. That's right, motherfucker. So yeah, I was gonna throw a little shade your way, Mitchell, but all in good jest, because we were supposed to record this last night, but someone had a little too much fun on the golf course.
Okay, so let me not just talk about what happened on the golf course. I then came home and realized I had like 5 writing assignments, a quiz, and then an accounting quiz and an accounting homework. And I started it, and then I realized I was so like a mixture of drunk and hungover at the same time that I was getting the spins from looking at my screen. So I actually had to lay back for a second and just chill. And then I don't think I've ever powered through so much homework so well in such a short period of time, but it took every ounce of strength in me. I'm just glad I could be here today.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I'm proud of you, Mitchell. I should have made you do the podcast. Now that I think about it, I should have just been like, nope, put aside an hour and a half, let's go. No, I'm just kidding.
We're doing it live.
To be honest, I kind of wasn't feeling it either. Like I wanted to do it, but me and Audrey went to go see Renfield, and I had a few drinks, and the drinks made me sleepy.
Wait, just the way you prefaced that was like, let's see Renfield, and had a few drinks because it really brought me down, and I needed a drink after watching that.
No,
like it sounded like you needed to have drinks after seeing Renfield because it was so bad.
No. Funny enough, the exact opposite. Renfield is a 9 out of 10, baby. It is really good. It's fucking. Mwah. Movies are fun again, Mitchell. Movies can be fun again.
Oh, and you know that guy was in the zombie one that we really liked. It was like the Zomcom.
Yeah, Warm Bodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a very memorable title.
He's the zombie boy. He's Zomboy.
Yeah. Do you not notice what else he was just in? Come on, man.
What else was he?
We had a whole episode about it. He was the guy in the menu named Tyler.
Oh my god, that's right. I feel like he got a little bit of size. Like Homeboy worked out a little bit to play Tyler.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was scrawnier.
Oh no, I don't know why I was thinking that he was the chef that unalived himself. Never mind.
Yes,
sorry.
it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh. I don't know why then I thought I was picturing him as.
Oh wait, no, the chef.
Guy
No. I'm sorry. They both unalive themselves. But you're right. He's technically not a chef. I'm talking about the main character. Sorry, we're getting so off the rails already.
Oh my god.
We said we weren't going to do this, and we are immediately doing it. That's
okay,
hilarious.
now I think we're on the same page, or at least we're in the same book.
Okay, but I do need to clarify. You do know who we're talking about now. That Renfield is the same guy from the menu who brings the girl to the island or whatever.
Christopher Walken.
Exactly. But no, Renfield.
Yeah, no. The main character. The main character.
Yeah, no, I know. No, Renfield was really good though. Way gorier than I was expecting, and that the trailers lead on.
Oh, I like that actually. You know what? That's smart. You promise less, deliver more.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's way better than the trailers that show all the good shit in the trailer, and then you get to the movie and you're like, well, now there was a bunch of bullshit in between the 5 minutes that was good that they showed me. But no, this was the opposite. Yeah, everything they kept out of the trailers was actually genuinely a surprise. It was really good. The gore was almost silly. Like, it was so much, and it was clearly CGI, you know, but it was like, yeah, it was almost ridiculous.
Fit the movie's like theme.
Yes. Oh, and yeah, the aesthetic and the vibe they were going for. It was goofy. Like, I don't want to say the movie felt like a Quentin Tarantino film. That's not what they were going for, but that's what the level of blood, like the end of Django Unchanged. Yeah, or Django Unchanged.
Yeah.
Unchanged. I don't even know if you heard me say the wrong word because they're so similar, but he's an unchanged man is all I know.
He has not been changed by anything or anyone.
He can't be. Okay, so
well, if we're talking about movies,
yes,
I got to give my roses, got to give my flowers to the Super Mario movie. That shit was incredible. Saw it in IMAX. I might see it again.
I am genuinely interested in seeing it. That's the biggest praise I can give it, because from the first trailer that they released and the announcements for it, I genuinely thought like, oh, this is gonna suck. Like, this is gonna
really.
Yeah, I don't know. Only because I think there was something about the vibe I was getting, and don't make me say it.
I don't want you to say it.
But I was getting Free Guy vibes. Okay. I was getting Free Guy vibes. All right. No, there was something about the casting choices that didn't make sense to me. But then as they started releasing more trailers and more stuff, I was like, it was piecing together like, okay, this is the kind of movie they're making. This does work. You know what I mean? Like, there was something about it out the gate that I was like, this is either genius casting or the worst casting I've ever heard in my life.
And you know what? They did a great job. It was intentional. When you see the movie, it makes sense. I understand what you mean about the Free Guy thing, and there's almost an element of it there. And if you're wondering what we're referring to, you should check out link in the description, Skorge's video on Free Guy.
Please, it consumed 6 months of my life. Please watch it. It has like 400 views.
Please watch it.
Please.
So for this movie, they include things, but there's a purpose behind it. So I'll just leave it at that. Highly recommend.
Oh yeah. And to be fair, in defense of it, like
10 out of 10.
It's different because like it is Mario. So like for it to make Nintendo references or Mario references like that, it's almost not even a reference. That's the thing in the world of Mario. Like
it's its universe.
Yeah, that's not a reference. Like in Free Guy, that was its own IP, quote unquote, that was trying to, you know, use other references to, you know, make itself interesting. Okay, I'm going on a tangent, but you get my point.
Yep.
So with that movie, that's why I don't dock it for anything like that. Like when it comes to references or things, because for the most part, like if they started, okay, I'm gonna bite myself in the ass here because I bet they do. But if he puts on like an Iron Man suit, I might like roll my eyes a little bit, or like if he takes out Captain America's shield or something like that, you know, because then it's like, okay, well those are just two universes. Like, is this Fortnite or is it Mario? Whatever.
They reference Free Guy.
No, they don't.
They don't. But I'm just saying I'm just saying it would be funny if they made a reference of Free Guy referencing something that in itself was a reference.
Dude, you just like broke my brain for half a second. I thought you were saying he comes out in like a blue shirt and like it's a coffee cup.
He comes out as Free Guy. Oh my god.
That's amazing. Okay. Oh, okay.
He's doing the Free Guy thing.
He's doing the Free Guy. Yeah, I absolutely have to go see it. There's actually some banger movies coming out soon. There's the new Ari Aster movie who made Hereditary and why am I blanking right now? Another A24 film. Either way, it's Beau is Afraid is the movie coming out. It looks really good. It's got Joaquin Phoenix in it.
Ooh, big fan. Big fan.
The new Evil Dead is coming out. Evil Dead Rise. They both come out this week.
That looks really good. I think I saw both, like the movie that they did, the remake, as well as the original with you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because there was actually...
I think you actually got me into it.
yeah, that makes sense. Usually with most people, I force them to watch those kind of movies, and I'm like, you will like this now. Dude, the trailer, though, for that movie came on before Renfield, and I think there was a few people in the theater who did not know going into Renfield what it was going to be, and I had heard it was kind of gory. I didn't realize it was going to be that ridiculous.
Oh.
But yeah, so there were some people in there, like seniors who were just coming in to see a movie on a Sunday afternoon who don't, they're like, oh, Nicolas Cage is in a new flick. I remember him from Con Air. Let me go see that. He was great in Face Off.
A little bit different movie, Grandpa.
Yeah, so when the Evil Dead Rise, I think it's called. I can't remember. Yeah, Evil Dead Rise. That movie trailer came on before, and it was the Red Band, like, rated R trailer. So, like, a couple seconds into it, some girl's scalp just gets ripped off, and you see it happen, and then the scalp just gets, like, dropped to the ground. And this...
Oh, my God.
These people in front of me, I think it was, like, a couple were sitting in front of me. I could just see the guy go, oh, no. Like...
Oh my God, that's hysterical. Clearly not the target demographic.
Yeah, exactly. It was a really fun movie experience, though. Like, I would say Renfield's worth seeing in theaters just for the reactions of people, because, like, and I'm not, and no spoilers or anything, but literally in one fight scene, someone rips off someone's arms and starts beating people with the arms, and they're just spewing blood while this is happening. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so good, though.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Hell yeah. I'm sure there is another movie I was thinking of that I wanted to go see, but I can't think of what it is now. So I think maybe we should just move on to some questions. What do you think, Mitchell?
Let's do some question time.
Hell yeah. You want to take the first one?
Our segments just yet, but but yeah, question time.
Or you want to take the first one? You could pick a random question from the list. These actually by the way, all these questions just rolled in. They're hot off the presses from literally like 10 minutes ago, not even, from our beautiful Discord, the Skorge Discord. So please join the Discord. You can drop any questions you want in response to this episode or whatever you want. Please, we would love it. Links will be in the description. Anyway, Mitchell, take a question away.
All right. Game you're most hype about coming out soon. I actually haven't seen when the release date's going to be, but they are doing a new Naruto Boruto fighting game. So I'm very excited about that. Ooh. It's not going to be too different other than adding new characters, adding more expansion onto the storyline. But at the same time, it's a fighting game based on a story. So I'm not expecting them to generate a whole brand new Naruto series story for it. Yeah. But excited that it's coming to the next gen, and there'll probably be a lot more interest in more people playing the game. So excited to get back into that again. It looks good so far from what I've seen.
Hell yeah. That does sound dope. You know what? Let me bring up... Whoop. 1 second. Sorry. I forgot I'm using Opera now, the search engine. Sorry, I know I'm going on a tangent.
Oh, you caved? I keep thinking about it.
It's nice, man.
Waiting for them to sponsor me.
It's got some nice customizations, and like it is nice. And the reason I like it is it runs less CPU and GPU on your computer. So when you're streaming, it's easier to bring up and not be as like intensive on your computer as like Google Chrome and stuff.
Girl, I'll never be less of a G.
But the reason I'm bringing it up, I want to bring up like games coming out soon, because off the top of my head, I can't think of upcoming games. I don't know why not. Maybe there's not much coming out. Okay, let's see. Dead Island 2. I feel like that already came out, didn't it? Maybe not. Okay, the new Star Wars. I did like the first Star Wars game, the Jedi Fallen Order. That was good.
That did look good.
Yeah, it's kind of got like the what's it called? The Dark Souls combat mixed with the Star Wars universe. I was very down to clown with that.
That's I actually really like that concept.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Redfall. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing, because I'm not really a fighter type game. So because there's Street Fighter 6 is coming out. I know.
Fighter.
I'm not much of a fighter. Yeah, I'm not. I don't really play many fighting games or anything like that. So Street Fighter 6, like I think a lot of people are hyped for that. Maybe, I don't know. Not so much me though.
That sounds like a game people would be hyped for. See, for me, like the two types of fighting games that I'll play.
Oh,
well, okay. There's one type of fighting game that I'll play, and there's two games that I have. Is the DBZ Fighter and the Naruto Fighter, because I'm bigger on things that are anime related in terms of fighting games. I don't mind. I'll play fighting games with my friends regardless of what the game is. But if I was just going to sit down and play a game myself, it would realistically have to be something like a Naruto or a Dragon Ball game where I can get more behind like the characters. The one thing that just came out, I don't know if you saw, but Pokemon Stadium is on the Switch and available.
Oh shit! Oh really? Does it have online capability? Please say yes.
It should, yeah.
Hell yeah. Are you talking like the original 64 stadium, or did they remake it?
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
okay.
No,
oh,
so
shit.
they have sections. They have a Super Nintendo section, a 64 section, a Nintendo section, a Game Boy section, and a Game Boy Advance section. And it's not every game, but they have. So one thing Amanda and I are going to do together now is at night before bed, I'll play a little of Ocarina of Time. I was going to say Ocarina Before Time. Ocarina of Time, because I've never played that with her, and she'll watch because she loves that game.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, yeah, no, that's actually, yeah, I was looking at those games before, because I pay for the online thing or whatever, like, you know what I'm talking about, the Nintendo Online. And then I remembered they added a bunch of games on that, so, yeah, I didn't know they added Stadium, though, so fuck yeah, that's sick. Okay, you know, by the way, there is some games. I'm an idiot. In literally next month, the new Legend of Zelda comes out on the Switch.
Oh.
Yeah, so you know your boy's playing that immediately. That will consume my life for a little while.
Immediately.
See, this is what I need to remind myself. I cannot buy any games from now until then, because like that game is just going to consume my life anyway, so I won't have time for any other games. So if I buy another game, it ain't worth it. There was another one on here that I saw. Oh, the new Spider-Man 2 is supposed to come out this year as well. Wait, no, Spider-Man 2 is already...
Spooderman. Love me Spooderman.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, it is supposed to come out sometime this year, hopefully. So, yeah, I don't know. So there's not too many huge games I'm hyped on this year other than Legend of Zelda. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it. All right, let me find a question here.
There's some good games. Yep, your turn.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, did you have any other games that you thought of?
No, those were the only ones that I had come to mind.
Okay. Sick. In that case, okay, we have a couple philosophical ones here. I'm wondering if I want to dive into that yet. Okay, this is an interesting one. In 2006, the Gorillaz won a Grammy for Feel Good Inc. Should an award like that go to a band that is essentially fake? Interesting. I mean, but in what sense do you mean fake?
Right, because there are artists.
Because that's like saying that would be like saying Slipknot is fake, right? You know what I mean? Because it's like, because Slipknot doesn't look like that or sound like that when they walk around in their everyday life, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, if somebody, no, because I was almost like, if somebody made if Chip Skylark won a Grammy, but realistically he wouldn't win a Grammy, the person who played Chip Skylark would win the Grammy. Yeah. And I feel like it works in the same way. So whoever made the Gorillaz, because that's the thing is, because it was the two guys, right? It was somebody who, I might be completely wrong on this, but to my knowledge, it was in college, two friends. One was like into making comics, and the other one was into making music, and they found a way to combine that. I probably completely botched that story.
It sounds right. If it's not, it's got to be close, because something about that sounds right. whether or not it's two people or more or just one person, I can't.
But either
remember.
way, somebody like it's different than like the AI like Drake Weekend song that was just made. Like,
Yes, I was literally about to say, I was like, that's more of the argument I think that will eventually be made, is like if somebody makes an AI album and then that wins a Grammy over like real new artists, then yeah, then I don't know about all that. But for something like the Gorillaz, because I would just call that an art project that's like very separated from the person making it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, you have people like Billie Eilish and artists like that are basically them, quote unquote. You know, they still have a brand, and you know, obviously. But at the end of the day, they're kind of pushing the idea that they are the artist. And then you have people even like Slipknot who like wear outfits, who kind of, or Korn, or not even Korn. I'm sorry, like Kiss. You know what I mean? Like they had characters that they would play, you know, or the great Danny Sexbang of Ninja Sex Party. You know, like I think Ninja Sex Party,
they're all in the same league.
Yeah, if they won a Grammy, I would not be like, oh well, they're just a fake joke band. They're not even real. I would be like, no, they make music. So yeah, I kind of get what he's saying with the question, but I don't really fully understand.
We'd probably need more context on that, but those are our thoughts.
Yeah, because they did quick fire a couple questions, so maybe there's something deeper to that question they meant to kind of say. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, we'll have to bounce some ideas off of people, see what they think, because like that's an interesting topic when it comes to like art and shit. Like, okay, anyway, Mitchell, next question.
All right, 3 wishes from a genie that can't do anything useful.
Oh, that's tough. 3 wishes from a genie that can't do anything useful. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to try to define what useful is too much. Like, could I just say every new video game that comes out for me is free? You know, because that's not useful. Like, I'm not getting anything out of that other than saving money, I guess. Like,
here, I'll give you one. Every car smells like pancakes when you get into it. It smells like pancakes.
Okay, that is useless.
Provides no use to anyone.
That's useless.
It's just a thing that now every time you get in your car, no matter who you are, where you are, shit's gonna smell like pancakes. Okay. It is what it is.
So you know what? Yeah, I guess I'm getting into the wording again here, because it's like every pig in the world now has one more useless nipple, like vestigial nipple.
Look at you! You're getting the hang of this useless shit.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my first wish.
I was born in this. Right from it.
Okay, but now that some of them though, I'm starting to think that they become useful for me, because then it's like I'm fucking with the world. Because I would say like, I want to double every window in the world, or something. No, because is that secretly useful? Oh, I'm getting too heady here, man. Getting too heady here. Because I'm thinking like, I just want to do something that'll fuck with someone. Like, oh no, I got it. Okay, make every piece of wood that exists like 1 inch thicker.
There you go. That is the thing. Here's the thing. It would probably cause some kind of catastrophic damage on some degree in terms of the weight in a specific area of a region that is now over a sinkhole or some shit.
No.
I would love if there's anybody out here that's smart enough to understand what adding an inch to every piece of wood in existence would be.
No, don't worry. The code that Elon Musk wrote for the universe will kind of like adjust itself for the math. Like it's kind of just putting a new number into X. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Elon Musk is an AI program. You still think he's a real person.
And also, to argue your point, would you say that collapsing buildings over some sinkhole is useful? No, I would not say it is.
No, in fact, it could be incredibly dangerous, potentially lethal, but useful? No, I would not say useful.
No, useful is a hard no. Okay. All right. Make one more wish.
Every time you log into your computer, for 10 seconds, a random song that has ever been existed or put out by any person will play, and you cannot put the volume down. You cannot mute it. It just has to play.
Nope, sorry. Doesn't. I'm being the judge of usefulness. You just made that person a quarter of a cent, and they have exposure. That's useful, man. That's useful as hell. I'd pay for that kind of.
I can't not give back. I don't know what to say. Actually, no. It's only 10 cents. You don't get paid for the first 10 cents. Yep, we're back in useless territory.
Oh, you mean 10 seconds?
10 seconds. Yep.
Okay. You said 10 cents. Unless it would cut out. I wasn't. Oh. Well, it definitely cut out right there. So okay. All right. Let's see. Let's do like one or two more questions, because we're already getting up on time here. We should probably start talking about the movie. Or no, we got to talk about AI and shit. That's right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's do one more, then we'll talk about AI for a little bit, and then we can get into the movie.
All right. I think I might be able to squeeze two in here, because this one should be pretty short. M16R asks, you should consider Forex trading. And then right below that, put a question mark at the end, and that's my question.
We appreciate the clarification.
Yes, absolutely. And all right, so this was the first question that dropped, and you immediately were like, what the fuck? So I have to ask, do you know what Forex trading is? What do you think Forex trading is a better question.
I'll tell you exactly what Forex trading is. So there's two schools of thought. Now, the first school of thought, we really don't like talking about, because Forex trading, it's human trafficking. It's trading your exes that treated you poorly in past relationships as a way to get back at them for the years of time they wasted in your life. So Forex trading, I wouldn't recommend it, but that's the first school of thought. Like I said, we don't really talk about that as much.
How can something?
That's
how
a little bit older.
can
The second one? Go ahead.
You know what? No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish, please.
All right. Now, the second school of thought is the trading of Forex NFTs. And so what the Forex NFTs are is it's a picture with 4 X's on it, but they have different fonts.
Oh.
And so you have like the squiggly font, you have like the Gothic font, you have like the drippy font, and they're pretty cool.
That is dope.
And
that's a good idea.
All the money goes to someone. It might be a profit. It might be non-profit.
Yeah.
It probably is
Logan Paul
profit
probably,
because it's an NFT.
Yeah.
But those are my two, what I know of to be the two main schools of thought. Wouldn't talk about the first one much, of Forex trading.
I love the idea of asking somebody what something is, and the first thing they say is, "Oh yeah, I know what that is." So there's two schools of thought. It's like, okay, do you know what it is, or is it a hypothetical thing? So you are wrong. You know what? I appreciate,
it depends.
I appreciate that the second one felt like a genuine guess. Because it was, you know what? I think you could have been onto something there. You know, Forex trading, NFTs. You know, it's a new world. But no, I haven't gotten into this in a little while, because I had my little like big stint into trading last year, and I still do it now, but only on like a very minimal level. I just kind of I just invest. But yeah, I had a year while I was on my graveyard shift where I was like really getting into trading. And Forex trading, if I remember correctly, is the trading of different countries' currencies, and then waiting for their currencies to change value,
foreign exchange,
and then change them back. Yes, foreign exchange trading. So you basically would like buy,
Damn it, that makes sense.
You know, like a Canadian dollar or whatever, and then wait for it to fluctuate to be worth more than the American dollar, and then trade it for that, and then trade that for like a peso, and then wait for those 10 pesos to be worth less than the fucking UK euro or whatever. So it's like, yeah, it's like this insane thing that people use algorithms to trade with, and they only change by like the cent, but these people are trading like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. And so it fluctuates by like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then they just trade. It's
I see.
Yeah, like there's an app I had. I can't remember what it was, but it gave you. This is fucked up shit, man. I don't even know how this is legal, but like they give you a fake $500,000 to invest into real forex trading. So it's like you get real time response of what would happen if you had invested your $500,000. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's kind of genius in terms of marketing.
Yeah. No, because dude, within the first like 2 days, I was up like 200 grand. And I was like, fuck. I was like, this is easy. I was like, now if I had $500,000 that didn't mean anything and I could try this, sure, that'd be great. I was like, but I was like, God damn.
If only.
Yeah, no, it was really funny. But okay. So yeah, that was just the quick one. No, I don't want to get into that. It's scary. I don't have the money. So I need to bring up the trolley problem, Mitchell, because it's in a question here. And
okay.
So let's see. I think he has a specific one. So City in here said the trolley problem, but both of you pick what's on a side of the tracks and discussions get philosophical up in here. So wait. Okay, so basically they're saying like make your own version of the trolley problem. So instead of like a group of people and one person, is it like, all of the money in the world and all of the food in the world? That's not a good example.
I have one of them. I'm just trying to think of the second part for you. I have someone in mind, but I'm trying to
because the idea is that the one that you change it to should be a little more personal for you, right? And that the first one is kind of more detrimental to the world.
No, I'm just gonna fuck you up. Okay, so on the side where there's 3,
okay,
it's 3 of your fans, 3 random fans.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So it could be somebody you know, but it could be somebody you don't know.
So the only 3, okay.
The one on the other side, Skrillex.
Pull the lever, baby. Pull that lever, Kronk.
That was for you guys.
See, okay. My joke answer, and honestly, if I was like, for some reason, in an alternate universe where this makes sense, was put into this situation where this has to happen, yeah, I mean, I guess I'd probably pull it because I have the whole well, he's already done some of his best work, so we don't want him to become like a Paul McCartney and start doing music with Rihanna. Well, I guess he already has, hasn't he? But you know what I mean. Whatever the 30 years from now bad pop music is, we don't want him doing music with them. So yeah, I'll just pull the lever. So okay, I don't.
A little bit easier than I thought it was going to be for you.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's tough. I won't enjoy it. And I'm gonna cry a little later tonight. And I'm sorry, Skrillex, if you happen to be listening to this, but you're not, so that's okay.
He was gonna sign you, and then he decided to listen to this podcast right before, and then he's like, "Wait a minute."
He's like, "Oh, he has a podcast. Let's listen to this one episode." And fast forward about 35 minutes in. Oh, hey, look.
Yeah.
I don't think I can come up with a good one for you. But we have talked about the trolley problem a lot, and that's probably why I can't really think, because
I feel like that's the kind of thing that when you've been friends with somebody long enough, you're going to end up discussing at least 1 or 2 times about, just kind of like, oh, how would you handle these life situations?
Yeah. And I think there was a period where the trolley problem was really like hot online. I think like a TV show or a movie referenced it. You know?
I feel like they even talked about that in school sometimes in like sociology kind of classes or psychology classes.
I'm glad you bring that up, Mitchell, because here is my problem. I love starting stuff like that because at the end of the day, it's never really a problem. But here's my problem, okay? I always have had an issue with the trolley problem. Like instinctually. When someone first asked me it, I didn't feel like it was a good representation of ethics. It doesn't feel like there's enough context. Like I never felt like it made sense. But either way, this was just my gut reaction whenever I would hear that, because I never like studied, especially back then, like philosophy and, you know, ethics and things like that. But recently I stumbled upon some videos and some writings, and apparently the trolley problem was originally made by a philosopher and ethics major who wanted to help people basically understand why they don't understand ethics. It was kind of like an oversimplification that really isn't what ethics is, but it was almost to help people describe the... Apparently the same thing happened with Schrodinger's cat that I just recently found out that I did not know about, that apparently
I learned that recently as well.
Oh yeah, that like apparently the whole thing was like he was trying to prove the opposite point that everyone says, where everyone's like, oh man, it's the cat exists and doesn't exist at the same time.
At the same time, he was like, no, you idiots, it's in the box. Like, I know it's in the box.
Yeah.
But they ended up using that for their argument, and he's... Yeah. You couldn't be more mad if, like, the thing that you were arguing against became named after you, but for the opposite cause.
Oh, dude. Oh, it would drive me insane. Like, yeah, it'd be your worst nightmare. And it makes sense though, because like it was always interesting to me that the trolley problem felt like there was too many caveats and too many like contextual things on the outside. Because for me, my first gut instinct, and I know this is dumb, but when somebody asked me the trolley question, I thought like, well, what if this is like supposed to be a thing that happens, and by pulling the lever, I'm fucking something up and actually killing someone. Like, oh, dude, that wasn't going to kill those 3 people. What are you doing? Like, why did you pull that lever? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, so there's like so many layers to it that I was like, this doesn't, like, I feel like an ethics question shouldn't make you ask 30 other questions to then come to your conclusion. It should usually be based on ethics. Like, that's the idea. And it's like, so it's a good tool to get people to start talking about what ethics is, which is what it was meant to be. But then so many people take that problem and go like, well, that's the definition of ethics right there. Whatever you would do, that's your moral compass. And it's like, whoa, okay, not really. And like, and we also sometimes lie.
The internet has so much of that where it's like, did you know if you enjoy watermelon, you're probably like 187 pounds and weigh 103 degrees right this second? Like, it's such weird...
You took a very
correlations that
stance.
don't even exist, that they just make up. Because people feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so connected to this now because it's a thing somebody said and it also applies to me.
Yeah, you just need that little confirmation. You know, I mean, TikTok is all confirmation bias, right? It's just feeding into the things that you like, right? I mean, that's the internet. Yeah, that's just like even Twitter and shit. Yeah. Either way, good question, because that was literally a video I watched like last week and like went on a whole rabbit hole. My whole point was that apparently a lot of ethics professors and like scholars and stuff deny the trolley problem. They don't even use it. They hate it. They don't think it's a good tool for their classroom. And like, it's only really now used as kind of like an armchair, like, hey, have you heard this interesting thing? You know, like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I feel like most things that we see a lot in terms of media are things that get popularized by a very small like subcategory, and then it just gets broadly stroked across everything as this is the definition of what that represents. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, and not even just that, but then it devolves into like people misrepresenting even what that definition is, and then it falls more into like deeper and deeper. Yeah, like Ugh. I hate the human race is basically what I'm saying. No, okay. I love you guys. Let's move on. There are a few more questions, but we'll save them for the next podcast. We'll keep them in like a list. Yeah. So just in case, but I think we should get on to the movie now because there may be lots to talk about.
Yes. All right. Let me pull up my movie notes.
That's right.
All right. So here's a little preface for everybody. So if you've been following us, you know we like to do our movie reviews at the end, go into detail about a movie we've recently seen that the other person has recommended that we have not seen. The funny part about this one is the date of this is January 26, 2023. So that was when I took these notes and watched this movie. Today's date is April 17th, 2023.
Whoa.
There's a lot of notes here. So your job is going to be to connect what's happening in the notes to the movie as well. You ready for this?
Yes. So last week I suggested Fight Club to Mitchell. He had never seen it. He had heard about it, some little tidbits and things like that. So
you're not supposed to say the name.
Oh shit! My bad.
You're not.
I already fucked that up pretty quickly. So it's a 1999 film. David Fincher, the director, starring Edward Norton and Brad Pitt. It's one of my favorite movies. It's why I suggested it. It's one of those movies where if somebody hasn't seen it, I try to get them to watch it, but never look up anything else about it. Because that's like my two questions. I'm like, wait, you haven't seen Fight Club? I'm like, no. And then I go, do you know anything about it? And if they go, no, and look at me confused because they're like, what kind of fucking question is that? I'm always like, don't look up anything and watch it immediately.
And that's what I did.
Yes, exactly. And sadly, I knew you knew that there was something going on because after so many years of being online, you're gonna run into something.
And being friends with you,
Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure I've made references before to this movie with you that you had no idea what I was saying, and then watching the movie. Not that they would like click together or anything, but it's just like, yeah, this makes sense why he's the way he is. So.
Yeah, so I'll say from watching it from the point of view of knowing there was some kind of twist, I still really enjoyed it. One of the things that I'm typically not a fan of, especially in horror movies, is when they give you the ending at the very beginning. But for this type of movie, I think it played really well because I think the big twists throughout the movie were bigger than the twist of the ending.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, because like movies that have the end at the beginning, like maybe like a Hitchcock film that almost literally puts like the twist at the end to get you to wonder what the whole rest of the story is going to be, isn't quite what this was doing, because like this just kind of makes you go like, what the fuck is going on, and then makes you kind of think what else are we going to do? Because like from right out the gate when it just starts off with like, gun in the mouth, people are tied up, but you're just like, what the fuck? But it has that
awkward gun in mouth opening was the note I wrote.
We actually,
followed by what the hell is happening?
Is that your next note?
Yeah.
Oh shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, I didn't even realize until as I'm saying it right now, but it's quite literally, you're probably wondering how I got here. Intro.
That is to a T exactly what that situation is.
Yeah, I can't remember now, but he might even actually say it out loud, but something along those lines. But no, but okay, as a whole, I'll have to ask, what did you think? Don't give me your rating, but like, how did you feel about it?
I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I have a habit of not, and you know this, I for some reason just don't watch movies that are highly popular. For whatever reason, I haven't seen The Godfather. I haven't seen Airplane, which is funny because I feel like that's something I'd actually really enjoy.
I should make a list. Yeah, I should make a list.
But I feel like there's a lot of classics that I just haven't seen. you're like, writes it down. And it usually takes something for me to watch them, and I'll watch it with an open mind. And I think with this one, for some reason, I still watched it with like this. I wanted to find something wrong with it for some reason, and I didn't. I enjoyed it. I think the twists were well, and they had enough twist in it too where I had to question a little bit of everything, which then made me go, am I overthinking it? So it did enough where I was focused on the movie, I was focused on the story, but I was constantly like my brain was trying to solve a puzzle while watching it.
Yeah, and the movie does kind of set that tone up for you where you feel like something more is going on, like, because you're not just going into it thinking it's like a buddy comedy about two dudes who start a fight club. Like, clearly there's like a tone about it that's like eerie. Like, I'm not saying it's like fantasy or anything like that, obviously, like you don't think anything like crazy is going to happen, but like there is something like tension building eeriness.
There's a lot of context clues.
Yes. Oh, it's really good at that. Like, because I don't know if you noticed.
And
like,
there was. Oh,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, in my notes that when we get to kind of talking about the movie as we go, there were things where I wrote down about, like, at one point the girl writes her number down, but she writes it on his hand and not on a piece of paper. And in my head, I was like, could he have just done that? So it gives you a lot of those kind of moments.
Ooh, see, and that's what still makes it a good movie, even if you know. I would say even if you go into it knowing the actual twist of it. Which, by the way, spoilers. We are going to be talking about spoilers for Fight Club. This is why I suggest watching the movies before listening.
Yep.
But
highly recommend.
Before you know the twist of it, which, let's just say it, Tyler Durden doesn't exist. He's in the main character's head. As kind of like a split personality, which, again, if a movie came out now and does that twist, it's almost like goofy. Like, it doesn't really work anymore. Like Malignant did it, but that movie was kind of tongue-in-cheek, and it was like goofy horror. It wasn't.
It's hard to pull it off since Fight Club had done it so successfully.
Exactly.
You really have to almost shoehorn things in to make it not make sense. But, again, with this movie, you could feel like, okay, maybe what isn't real, but then it becomes, okay, but how much is it not real? Is he not even there right now?
Exactly.
But and it's that level of, okay, well, I'm still following the story, and you are kind of just in it as much as he is, right? Because if you're watching it from his point of view as the narrator, even if you were suspecting something, your guess is just as good as his as he's going throughout it.
Yeah, because it's the there's a term for it too. It's the not unfaithful narrator. Sorry, hold on real quick. My toilet is making like a weird
unreliable
noise. Unreliable. Thank you. Hold on one second. What was I saying? Oh, all I was gonna say is that yes, the unreliable narrator. It has that sense of like you can't even trust the main character is telling you the truth most of the time. So the movie keeps you on your toes. It's kind of like it's the same feeling you get watching like a serial killer movie and not knowing who the killer is, and you start guessing all of the killers. So then at the end of the movie, when the twist happens, you're like, oh, I knew it. But it's like you ended up guessing a bunch of things, like, because I know I did that when I watched this the first time.
Yeah, the whole time I wasn't sure if she was real and Tyler was real. I kind of had figured because Tyler and him were never in the same room as somebody else that they were engaging with at the same time. But I also couldn't tell if she was real, and I think they did a really good job of, again, keeping you constantly on your toes. Yeah.
The way they handled that was great too, because especially rewatching it like a couple weeks ago or whatever it was, there was so many scenes where without making it too obvious, they were never all in the same room at the same time. Like ever. Mm-hmm. Like
the bedroom scene, she fell off the bed while he was talking to him. And it was all those where, again, okay, I could tell that maybe there's something up, but I didn't know which one was maybe which. Because there was even a point where I was like, maybe the narrator isn't the one that's real. Like, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is he like some third party figment of both of their imaginations in the couple? Like who fucking knows at this point? It's like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, no, I genuinely love their interactions too, Edward Norton and Brad Pitt. Like, Brad Pitt's energy in this movie, like, I don't think I know another part that he's been in that has this kind of goofy, this is what made me love Brad Pitt as an actor, was this movie.
Really? I could see that. I think he did a great job of playing a very unique character. It didn't feel like a typecast character, where he's playing. I don't do that no more. I know that's not him. I know we're doing a Mark Wahlberg impression there, but like it wasn't one of those characters. It was this, but again, it came from somebody who was written as some a book character. So shout out to the author of. Who's the author of Fight Club?
Chuck Palahniuk.
Give a shout out to
Chuck Palahniuk.
Shout out to Chuck.
Yeah, good guy.
My guy, Chuck.
No, yeah, I think nowadays the movie doesn't have as strong of like a social message as it did when it came out.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Because it really is like a commentary on like, I mean, you could even say like toxic masculinity, like consumerism, capitalism, things like that. But they're all kind of things that our generation now goes like, well, yeah, no shit, those are bad. And it's like, yeah. But it's because we were raised with movies like this, Yep. Because yeah, it does have. I think it's also interesting, like socially, what the movie has become as a cult classic, because people who don't really know anything about it usually just think it's a fighting movie, like Rocky or something like that. That's just like, oh, a guy works his way up the ranks in an underground fighting ring or something.
Yep, that's what it sounds like. And for that era, it would have totally made sense.
Yeah, I mean, you have like an era of like Mortal Kombat and like these types of games and movies and Street Fighter and shit. I think Fight Club was even a video game for the PlayStation 2, and it was just a fighting game. You would just go into a club and fight each other. So even then, if people never saw the movie and just played the game, they're like, well, this is what the movie is, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, how do you feel about, what do you think, I guess, how do I word this? Like, do you think the movie is successful in trying to have some kind of message or so? Like, so what do you get out of it when you watch it?
I'll say, off rip, I didn't necessarily take a message away from it, other than undiagnosed treatment can result in quite devastating domestic terrorism, even levels of no.
Yeah, that's basically
but
it.
At the same time, I don't think it had to have like and here's the moral of the story to it. I think it did an incredible job of telling a story that was engaging, that kept you like if anything, the story is like, maybe things aren't always what they seem. But again, it's one of those, I don't think it had to have a message behind it to be successful. I think the movie just in itself did a great job. Yeah. Okay. So I will say my rating of this movie.
Yes.
I'm going to give it a +1 from what I think I normally would, just in terms of how old the movie is compared to the quality and stuff now. So where I would normally give it a 7, I'm going to give it an 8, because I think the story did an incredible job. The actors did a great job. Yeah, no, I liked it. I think it was great. It wasn't the kind of go-to movie that I would normally pick, but I think everything that they did in this movie was well done, and I enjoyed it while I was watching it.
Hell yeah. I respect that. Yeah, because like I said, I think if you had seen this, it's one of those movies where the context really does matter. Most movies are, but
makes an impact. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you had seen this at the right age or at the right context, it may have hit you differently. Who knows? Yeah, and for some people, I think it even works in the opposite way, where it's like if they go into it thinking it's a certain movie and then it's not, and then like I know there's some like gym bros that think that this movie's way too like heady. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I gotta think too much and there's too much going on. I thought this was a movie about fighting. You know, like that's a consensus online too. So it's like a 3 out of 10 for those people. And I get that. It's like, it's not the movie you wanted or whatever. But yeah, yeah, mine's a 10 out of 10. Just straight up. It's one of the rare 10 out of 10s for me. It's hard to find any flaw with it. Like the music is awesome too. We didn't even mention the music. The Pixies, the Cure, I think is on there. They have a great soundtrack.
Oh yeah, good soundtrack. Really good.
Yeah, so yeah, everything about it, the way it's shot, the actors, man, it's top notch movie. Rewatchability off the charts as well, because you notice more things after you learn the twist. You start to watch it again because you're like, well, how the fuck did they do this scene if he wasn't there? But then you watch it again and go, oh, that makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, that's how that would, yeah. Almost every scene is handled perfectly for you to rewatch and be like, oh yeah, he's never there. It's like it's like The Sixth Sense. Like when you rewatch The Sixth Sense again and you're like, oh yeah, nobody ever interacts with Bruce Willis the whole time. What the fuck? Like, okay, so I believe we are on to your suggestion to end this off. What's your recommendation for this week, Mitchell?
It's gonna be the same movie that I've decided since I had watched that movie. I've already know what I'm making you watch.
Oh fuck.
A Haunting on Dice Road 2, Town of the Dead.
What? Hold on. That's not a real movie. I'm Googling this. There's no friggin' way. I'm looking this up. I want to try to stop saying I'm Googling this. I don't want to give that company any free advertisement. I'm looking this up. No. It's got a 6 out of 10. What?
Can't look anything about it up.
Wait, you don't? Oh, you're right. You're right. I almost read the synopsis. I'm just trying to see if it was a real movie. And wait, is there a Haunting on Dice Road 1?
Yes.
Oh, there is. There is. Okay. All right. It seems the sequel has better ratings for. Oh my god. Okay, and it's on Prime. Okay, with the subscription. Okay. Oh my god, Mitchell, what are you about to make me watch?
So good.
All
so
right,
if you're at home, please watch A Haunting on Dice Road 2, Town of the Dead with us. So excited to review that with you, Tyler.
Jesus, I'm excited. Well, thank you, Mitchell. And thank you guys.
Thank you. Our countless and dedicated and loyal and slightly violent viewers.
Yeah, tone down the violence a little bit. We've been getting emails.
Yeah,
not cool.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, not cool. Only on Tuesdays, okay? All right, guys. No, thank you for listening to this episode of the Neon Valley Podcast. As always, please join the Discord. Link will be in the description. You can keep up to date and ask us some questions, and maybe we'll answer them in the next episode. Who knows? Mitchell, you want to plug anything or say goodbye?
And if you don't, we'll find you. Yeah, I would love to plug my song Oolong that is out on all platforms. OOLONG by TSUKU.
Hell yeah, let's go. And I will mention that I am Twitch streaming like 4 or 5 days a week. So head over to Skorge Slaps on Twitch to watch me play some games and chat with y'all. All right.
Might even play Jackbox with us.
Yeah, hell yeah. Those are fun. I love those nights. All right, man. Thank you guys for watching. You have a good one.
Peace.